Hi, welcome back to Finley Formation. This is Brandon.
This Gage.
Okay, so it's just me and Gage here today. We do not have Jared. He's off building a gazebo or something, I think is what he said with a friend. So
Yeah.
he's busy working. But yeah, it was a crazy week for football. I thought there was a lot more close games than what I thought there would be when we did our rundown last week. I just some games I didn't see that were going to go to the wire. Our game of the week, I definitely didn't see it going to the wire, which we'll announce that here in a bit.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean the Patriots Dolphins. I think we kind of figured that was going to be a pretty good game.
hmm
Still, I mean, I think that one. What was the score? Ended up being like 31,
33-27.
33-27. So it was a one score game, and the Patriots got that at the end. I feel bad for some of the Dolphins fans who probably thought they had that. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
had it a close game though. I put 24-20. Jared picked the Dolphins to win that one actually. So
Yeah, they're just no match for Drake May.
yeah, in the end, he did really well, and the Patriots defense did decent for like fantasy. You
hmm
know what I mean? But they were still giving up points. You know what I mean? Giving up big plays and points. And I really just think like Tua is the ultimate like game killer right now. Seems like every time they get momentum going or get things going, he makes a turnover or does something boneheaded.
Yeah.
Uh, it's crazy because I don't know when it's going to be time to try something different. I
hmm
think at the end of this year, I think they need to be looking for another quarterback, even if it's a little bit later, like third round or something like that. Although I think they could invest a high pick,
Yeah.
in my opinion, but it might be time. Yeah, that was. Yeah, I thought the Patriots. I thought, well, maybe I picked wrong there. It was a tough pick, but it ended up Patriots pulled it out, and that kind of worked in my favor a couple times this week, but then against me, seemed like in a couple. I think one big thing is like the Colts. I mean, what the hell? You know, they're still just making things happen. Beat the
Yeah.
Broncos.
Yeah. Yeah. The Colts are. Yeah. Who knows? They might be last week's Saints. That was a comment you made when we were watching, or last year's Saints. They put up 9 points in the first two games, so then just fell off a cliff after that.
Yeah.
And the Colts might be like that, but I think as long as Jonathan Taylor stays healthy, they are a real team.
Yeah, if they can run the ball, it definitely gives Daniel Jones a better chance,
Yeah.
you know, to keep doing what he's doing. If they keep the pocket clean, which they seem to be doing fairly well with that, and especially against the Broncos, I think he did get
Well,
sacked in that one. But
that part shocks me because they lost Ryan Kelly and Will Fries, their center and their left guard to the Vikings this
mhm.
year. So
And the Vikings can't get
and
anything going, which
yeah,
is
so
weird.
maybe the Colts knew what they were doing, not resigning those two.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm really that's one team that I'm kind of watching right now is the Broncos going, what the hell's going on with this team?
hmm
You know, I mean the Titans took them to the brink first week,
Yeah,
and then the
they
Colts
lost to
put
the
up like
Colts
31 on them or whatever it was,
29. Yeah,
29. I mean,
29-28. That was another game that could have been game of the week. They were 29-28. But
yeah, that was a close game that was lost in the end. But yeah, I did not expect that score. I didn't expect them to get
mm-mm.
over 20 points. I thought they would get to Daniel Jones, rattle him, and but no. I mean, they had what 60 some sacks last year, and I don't think they're even close to that pace already through two games. I know
Yeah,
it's only two games, but yeah, that was yeah, one I did not expect. Another close one, Bengals Jaguars, which you know,
how much are the Bengals just gonna get bailed out, man?
yeah.
Week 1 and week 2, they should have lost the game.
What was the big one on this one? A penalty?
No, I don't really remember. I just know they. I mean, Joe Burrow went down and then Jake Brown comes in and plays like Tom Brady. So
Well, he played kind of like Tom Brady, but he threw three interceptions as well.
yeah.
So you're like, dude, you know that should usually be a recipe for disaster.
hmm
But somehow they still was able to pull it out. I don't think the Jaguars did a really good job of taking advantage of those opportunities. But then
Yeah,
Browning
because Trevor
also,
Lawrence is dog shit. But
yeah, then Browning also was able to just kind of pull it together, I
game
guess.
winning drive. So
Yeah. And the Jaguars, I mean, they're actually looking pretty decent. I know it was just, you know, the Panthers and the Bengals, but they look like, you know, at least they're going to compete and have every chance to beat the bad teams, which is good. And then we'll
hmm
see where they're going to be at because, like, you know, we were talking about the Texans and the Buccaneers earlier. And Texans don't look that great, so that might be open for the Jaguars, who are 1-1. Texans are 0-2.
yeah,
What do you make of the Texans? Dude, I'm selling them, I guess. You know what I mean?
they're they're just not good. I mean, they have a good pass rush still. Will Anderson, I believe, is still doing his job. I don't have the stats pulled up, but I mean, really, it's just C.J. Stroud's probably or at least so far, is going downhill again. Just
Hmm.
can't get back up to where he was his rookie year. And I mean, of course, already terrible O line, and then you start losing on linemen. They need a new front office. Where I'm looking with them,
Are you?
new
Yeah,
bringing in
I like.
new GM.
Do you? I like the coach still. I
Hmm.
think he's good. I think he's got that defense playing okay. I still don't think they're up to snuff to where I guess me and Jared were really hyped on them. You weren't so much. Um, but I still think they're playing okay. I think that offense could hold the ball a little bit more. They can win some games. But
Yeah, I just think whoever does the personnel decisions, you probably the GM, but they need to do something because
yeah, when they did you when you trade a lineman for a cornerback
yeah,
in the in the offseason when your line was already an issue to begin with, that is kind of a bad choice. So
yep,
Um, yeah, and we kind of mentioned the Titans a little bit, but yeah, they're kind of feisty. I have them in my notes. They're kind of feisty. They're kind of there. They did it with the Broncos. I think they ended up pulling away from the team they played ended up pulling away from them, but they kind of were around for most of the game. It seemed like, and my mind just went blank as to who they
it was
played.
33-19 against the Rams.
Yeah, and they hung around with the Rams till it seemed like Rams ended up being too much for them, but it did seem like they were kind of hanging around. They were feisty. I like Cam Ward. I like what I'm seeing from him. I don't think we knew that they weren't close to a contender or anything for playoffs this season. I think we all knew that coming in, but they have promise. I feel like
Yeah, I
so.
mean, they're still Cam Ward looks great. Their downfall was their top 5 wide receiver core.
Yeah, yeah. I think they need to get him some more weapons. Maybe a first round running back, first or second round pick running back.
Whoa,
Somebody
Tony Pollard averaged 4.6 yards a carry and
did he?
92 yards on 20 carries.
Oh, that's better than what I thought he did.
Yeah,
Okay.
so he did pretty
Yeah.
solid. But they also have decent line with Peter Skronsky and the other piece they have. I can't think of names right now, but they got a decent line. It's just they can't catch a goddamn football. That's
Yeah.
that's their biggest thing right now.
Um, yeah. Yeah. So, they're looking okay. I think they're about on the trajectory where a lot of people thought they would be, maybe 3 or 4 wins, maybe a top level 5. So it doesn't surprise me where they jumped out 0-2, but they just look better than what I thought they would. I think one team that I think that is looking good, even though they've lost 2 games, are looking decent is the Saints. When they played the Niners, that was a close
Yeah,
game. That was a one-score game.
yeah, Rattler looks solid.
And if it wasn't for a game-ending sack again,
Hmm.
which I think this time it was who got him this time anyway. It wasn't Bosa, I
Hmm.
don't think, but yeah, we were watching that game and it come down to that last drive again because Shanahan goes out. I don't understand it. You have a chance to run some clock and run the ball, 3 straight passes. You got your backup quarterback in who played well,
Yeah,
but he throws 3 straight passes and punts the ball. 3 and out. I was like, oh man, stop the clock. Each time, of course, didn't make me use any timeouts. I thought the Saints were going to probably pull an upset there, but
yeah,
defense was able to pull it out. I don't think Rattler's quite ready for that, but he is playing better than what like you mentioned, his 0-8 record shows.
yeah,
He's coming along better than I thought he was. You
yeah.
know, talent wise and gameplay wise. So that was another close game. The Bills game wasn't very close. That one was they
I
just
don't
beat
think
up on the Jets.
I don't think anyone. Well, I don't know. There's a lot of people out there that thought the Jets were going to be great last year, and then thought the Greats still have a good roster, and they just don't.
Yeah,
They have a few pieces that are good, and other than that, they're still just the Jets, and they suck ass.
yeah.
That's
I like a lot of their skill pieces. Garrett Wilson and um, Brees Hall still I think are top. Not like top 10, but they're you know
yeah. Well,
they're
Garrett
they're in
Wilson,
the
you can
top
make an
half.
argument to be top 10, but
Yeah.
it's just it's not enough.
No, it isn't. I totally agree. What I liked seeing from the Bills again this year is they're able to do it in so many ways. I mean, it took Josh Allen to play like a superhero to get the win against the Ravens, and his stats were outstanding. And then this week they just laid it on the ground game,
Yeah, and
and they
James
just
Cook put up 40 fantasy points and had
yeah
a hell of a game.
he just beat the hell out of that defense with the ground game and the offensive line. So I like to see the Bills being able to do it in more ways than one. And they started showing that last season. So it's good that they still know that, hey, man, you know, we can do this and we want to do it running the ball and do it the right way. But if we need Josh Allen to put his cape on, he can do that too.
Yeah,
So I think that's a recipe for, obviously a deep playoff run, possibly a Super Bowl. Another team that's just still impressing me is the Packers, still rolling. They still look pretty good. I think they beat the Commanders.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, Commanders was a playoff team. And, they beat the hell out of the Lions. They beat the Commanders, both of those teams in the playoffs. Commanders went to the NFC Championship last year.
Yeah.
But
Turns out beating the Lions, they pissed off the Lions for a while, and they went and dropped 52. So
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
One thing I love to point out, just because I'm a massive Jalen Hurts hater, he had 101 passing yards against the Chiefs.
Who did?
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, he
threw
did.
for 101 yards.
Yeah, he didn't have to do much.
On 15 completions. So he still just doesn't throw the ball downfield.
No.
He gets carried by the run game. So
Yeah, he
I just
doesn't-
seen it all over Instagram again. Oh, Jalen Hurts is top 10 quarterback. Oh, Jalen Hurts top 5. Well, 100 yards in a game is not it, man.
No.
It's not.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think the Chiefs made that look a little bit better with that last minute touchdown. So I think it ended up being 2017. But yeah,
And his rushing stats should go down now that it's all coming out with how their line lines up for the QB sneak.
yeah, it is a legal formation.
Yeah.
At first I thought people were just being babies. It's like, come on, guys, just stop the freaking play.
Yeah.
Quit being babies, just stop the play. But then when you actually go into the rules and everything, it is.
It's a legal formation. They're all across the ball. They're all offsides. The whole offensive line is.
Yeah.
And they get away with a false start like 50% of the time they run it.
Yeah.
Because you just can't see the ball to know if they went early or not. So,
Right. And what we're talking about too is, if you guys didn't see it, was the center's over the ball. His head is over the ball, clearly offsides. Everybody else is lined up on him. Most of them look offsides too. When you get an upwards angle view of it, you're like, wow, this is definitely, the guards are lined up so close that they are within the what they call that, the neutral zone of the ball.
Yep.
And you got to be 2 feet away from the ball or something.
And then
like that.
your tackles are so laid out. They're like in a defensive line 4-point stance to where they're in the backfield.
Mhm.
The exterior of the line is in the backfield.
Yeah.
So they have an illegal formation there. They have offsides going on. It's just all around an illegal play. So,
Yeah. Yeah. So once you actually break it down, you're like, yeah, that is illegal. I mean, I still think, so that needs to be addressed. And I still think they're going to be able to run it okay, even if you shore up some of that. But it's going to make it a little bit fairer for the defense.
It makes a lot more sense now that Cam Jorgens was able to step up and do it as successful as Jason Kelsey, because they just cheat.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to run it as well.
Yeah, hopefully.
It's just so hard to stop that when they're going offside, going early, and they're guaranteed to blow you because they're all past the ball in a 4-point stance. And
yeah,
yeah,
the head of the center should not be on the other side of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
the ball still has to be farther than the head.
Yeah. So that's pretty funny. You bring that up because I saw that too, and it was like, yeah, that is illegal. So and then the Falcons, I just had this in my notes too, dude. They shut down those Vikings. Vikings looked like the first 3 quarters of the first game against the Bears, but they did it the whole game.
JJ sucks ass. That's really, the throws I watched, he just can't put it there accurately.
Yeah.
And then he had some mobility, but you're not seeing it this year, and he's coming off a blowout in his knee. So you're going to lose mobility there, and then he just can't get it there accurately. And
Yeah, I think they ended up with just 2 field goals in that game. The Vikings, I was still high on the Vikings to do well this year. I know you were too. I thought for sure deep playoff run. Well, not deep playoff run. They'd make the playoffs, and they'd possibly win the NFC North. Now I'm thinking they're going to struggle to make the playoffs.
Well, and I was thinking with Jefferson, all you got to do is put it in his catch radius, and McCarthy just can't do that. So
Yeah.
I was thinking NFL quarterback, he's got to be able to put in his catch radius, and he just can't.
Yeah. Unless he can play at least most of the time like he did in that fourth quarter against the Bears, which you're not always going to be facing the Bears, Unless he can do that, they're going to struggle to make the playoffs.
And then the Vikings' run defense is terrible. That's what we're finding out, too.
Yeah.
Bijan went for, let's pull up his stats real quick. He had 22 carries for 143 yards with a 6.5 average. And then Tyler Algier went for 16 for 76 with a 4.8 average.
Those over 200 yards rushing. Is that where we're at, right at or over?
Over, yeah.
Yeah, and I thought that getting that defensive lineman, he was on the Niners, came from the Eagles to the Niners and then went there, and his name escapes me. Anyway,
I can't remember.
I thought when he went there, that was going to help that. I thought they were just going to be they were going to be strong because they got so
Mhm.
many pieces, but doesn't seem to be gelling or working out for them. The Brian Flores magic, all of the things that were adding up for the Vikings last year, except for, I mean, week one, I guess, against the Bears, doesn't seem to be going their way, especially in that second game. I know we're only 2 games into it, but it doesn't look good, you know,
Yeah.
for
So
the
J.J.
Vikings.
McCarthy was 11 for 21 with 2 interceptions and 0 touchdowns.
Jeez.
So, and then they couldn't run the ball either. I mean, J.J. averaged 5 yards on the ground. Jordan Mason only had 9 carries,
Hmm.
and he's a back that the more you feed him, the better he does.
Right.
But he only averaged 3.3, and then Aaron Jones had 5 rushes for 23. So not only can they not throw the ball, they only attempted runs 19 times.
Hmm.
5 of them was JJ taking off because
Yeah.
he couldn't make the throw or because no one was open.
So I'm interested in the time of possession because I remember watching some of that game and it seemed like it was Falcons offense was out there a lot.
Yeah.
And with that running attack, the rushing attack doesn't surprise me.
So it
Um,
wasn't too far off. It was 36 minutes, 23 minutes.
oh wow, I
So
would have thought more because it didn't seem like they were able to do many plays.
yeah, so
You know,
I was thinking like 42
Hmm.
to 45, and so they just suck. That's all it is.
Right? Yeah, not good. Do you think? And I was looking at this. So Aaron Jones is out for the season.
Hmm.
Do you think that is? I can't say a good thing because you still want depth, but I kind of feel like Jordan Mason probably should have been the starter anyway. Like you said, he needs to get going. I think he's a younger, stronger, more physical back. Well, not I can't even say more physical, but he's just younger right now. You know what I mean? Because Aaron
He's
Jones
more
was
physical.
he could pound the ball,
He
but
could.
um,
Yeah, you're not saying more physical than primary Jones. He's
yeah,
more physical than Aaron Jones right now.
right.
100%.
Yeah, he runs more angry, and so I think it might be a good thing in a way. Like I think that might help them get their run game going, get Jordan Mason rolling. Because once
Yeah.
they got him rolling with the Niners, and I know the Niners' run game is a little more friendly, but once they got him rolling, dude, it was on. You know, so
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, Kyle Shanahan almost guaretees you 3 yards as running back,
mhm,
but after that, it's still up to you, and he was a killer. So,
right. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess looking at some of the other games, I mean, or some other players and stuff, I think the Burrow injury was huge. Going to be out 3 months. What it sounds like. That is huge. If Browning can come in and play good, and we talk about that, it won't be that big. If he can play enough to get them, you know, to the playoffs and Burrow comes back, then that's a good thing. But if
Mhm.
he throws 3 interceptions a game, there are going to be teams out there that are going to make him pay.
Yeah.
So this
And,
team could go from 2-0 to like 2-5 or 2-6 real quick.
well, like I said, I think they should be 0-2 already.
Yeah,
I mean, Joe Burrow didn't play great in the first game at all. He threw 150 yards. He played 1.5 games and had 210 yards.
yeah,
Like he just wasn't playing good when he was healthy. He just
yeah. Definitely wasn't on the MVP trajectory like we were talking about. You know, like I was, and then you mentioned you were like, "Yeah, he's not going to be an MVP."
yeah.
So that
I'm
I have to follow my backup now, which is Dak Prescott, and at least he's playing a little bit better. So
yeah. I mean, since you mentioned Joe Burrow, that's my overreaction.
okay,
Just the Joe Burrow injury. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think it's the same as like you get a quarterback who can get in the catch radius, Jamar Chase or T Higgins. It's fine. I think you're going to see when whoever they throw in, because I know they were talking about signing other quarterbacks, but even if Jake Browning, when he gets on the same page as his receivers, is going to be putting up 350 yards because he has Jamar Chase and T Higgins.
yeah,
So I don't think it was that much of a loss really.
whoever it is that, and if Browning stays their starter, I mean, he definitely knows the offense. He's been there a few years. He's done well in other terms where he's backed up Joe Burrow. So I kind of agree with you. I still think Burrow is just a stud. I think he's much better than what Browning is, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think he's a
But
better quarterback, but I do think I started giving him his flowers this year because that he is a better quarterback. But now we're about to see the fact that he's not a great quarterback.
yeah,
Because even last year they were putting up good stats in the receiving game. Jamar Chase still had 16.
hmm
What was it, 16 or 1,700 receiving yards?
yeah,
Like they get it done in the past, no matter who they have as the quarterback.
yeah. But that was Burrow all season last year. So
Was it? I
yeah.
thought he missed 8 games or so.
Oh no, remember he led in yards.
No,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah. So I think you're
I'm the one
thinking
who's
of maybe
thinking
a
of
year
stuff.
before.
Yeah,
Um, Yeah, so if we're gonna, we'll just go right into our overreaction, underreaction, and we'll do game of the week next since you already did yours. My overreaction actually is the Chiefs 0-2 start. I think people are already talking, oh, they're washed. This is done. They're not going to be any good. Now, I agree that the Chiefs usually would have at least split the games they played against the Chargers and against the Eagles. They probably would have split that if they were playing on all cylinders like they have in the past. But still, they're two good teams. They're two playoff teams, Super Bowl winners. And so losing those two games, it wasn't that much of a shock to me. I think I picked the Chiefs to win last week because it's, I was like, well, they're not going to lose two in a row probably. But it still wasn't a shock that the Eagles won that game. And I think I said that too. It's going to be a close game. But I mean, yeah, two good teams kind of made them look bad. But I do feel like they've got a chance to come back. And I think the overreaction is you do hear people talking. Maybe they're washed. Maybe it's done. They're dynasty.
Well,
But
I said they were washed before the season started, so I'm on that train as well. I think they are washed. I said all they did was get worse in the offseason. We're seeing it. I
yeah.
mean, they got beat by the Chargers. They got beat by. They're going to probably start 0-3. I don't remember. I was just looking at who they're playing.
Oh, I think should be an easy game. I think it's the Giants.
Yeah, but the Giants just scored 37. So
Yeah. So I don't think so. But that's my overreaction. So you can go.
okay, my underreaction now is the Denver Broncos. What's going on here? They lost to the Colts. Had a close game with the Titans. So this defense, they gave 29 to the Colts, which Colts have had an explosive offense so far.
Mhm.
Well, they were supposed to be, at least my eyes, a top 3 defense.
Oh yeah.
So you're not supposed to get beat by the top offenses in the league.
Yep.
So I think there's just, I'm not saying we need to start giving up on them already. Definitely not. I just think there needs to be more focus on them because they're not playing where they should be at all yet.
Yeah. I'm completely. I think that my alarm bells are going off on them too, especially that defense. I thought they were going to be better than last year. To be honest with you, I really thought they would lead the league in sacks this year, and probably you got Jade Barron on the one side, you got Patrick Surtain, right?
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay, didn't sound right in my head, but yeah, you got Surtain, off defense player of the year on the other. So I was like, I felt like that team got better on defense.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm looking at
And-
it, it's like, I agree with Jared, it's going to take some time to mesh. But you have your two biggest signings were Dre Greenlaw and Hufanga. And they were the best. I think Hufanga led the team in tackles.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was all over the field. He was their only really solid defensive player I saw. that
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, it seemed like he was around the ball. And you guys kind of and Broncos so far are making me eat my words when I was talking about how Dre Greenlaw was such a huge loss for the Niners. But D Winters has come in and he looks the part and plays the part just as good as great Dre Greenlaw did. So I'm kind of like, well, maybe Jared and Gage were right about, maybe I overvalue Dre Greenlaw. Not saying he's still not a great
So-
player, but D Winters is playing outstanding for the Niners. So
The biggest thing that I added value to with Dre Greenlaw was his energy on the field, which it seems our defense still doesn't have.
Mhm.
It does seem like we're not as energized as we usually are.
yeah.
So I do think it was still a big loss, but yeah, D Winters is a dog.
Yeah, but even Dre Greenlaw going there, it doesn't seem like they've improved that defense to where they're, you know what I mean? So anyway, so my underreaction that people I feel like should be talking about, should be looking at, we mentioned it a little bit earlier, is the Texans' losses and their offense. So we talked about that, but man, they are 0-2. I think they scored 9 points in the first week. I think they got 19 last week because they ended up losing by 1. However that worked out. I think it was 20 to 19.
20 to 9. Yep.
So I mean, they're averaging 14 points a game, which isn't great. That's not going to win you games. So I don't think their offense is great. Their defense isn't what we thought it was going to be. They're 0-2. In this conference or the division they're in might not be as bad as what we thought. It still could be. The Colts could just be. This could be a fluke, a flare up, something like that. Like we said, it could be the Saints 2.0 from last year. But you got the Colts rolling. You got the Jaguars that aren't going down easy. And they're in games with bad teams where the Texans kind of seem like a bad team. I know that they lost to the Bucks and they lost to
The Rams.
the Rams, which are good teams too, but it's how they're losing and what they look like doing it. They don't look good, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think that this division, we thought it was just going to be a no brainer. Texans are going to run away with it, and so far it is not looking like that at all. So that's my underreaction.
Cool. I like it. In the game of the week now.
Yep.
So we chose the Cowboys Giants for the game of the week, just because 65-yard field goal to tie it, and then what was it, a 57-yarder to win it?
Yeah, it was a long one. I don't know. I don't remember if it was like high 50s or low 50s, but I'm pretty sure it was pretty long. Maybe it was in the 40s. I don't know. But either way, it wasn't like chip shots. But for Brandon Aubrey, it's like chip shots.
Yeah, even 64 yards is a
Yeah.
chip shot for him.
Dude, that's what made this game of the week in my head. You bring out your kicker, and they did that. Like, it was just not even a question that they were going to bring him out to kick a 64-yarder.
And then
They were just like, yep, run him out.
he put it right. Like, he had another 8 yards of range on that thing, too.
Yeah.
It was a hell of a boot.
Yeah, he was saying that he can make 70, 71
hmm
is what he feels like that's his, that's insane. And it's
Yeah.
crazy that these kickers, I know it's kickers, right? It's just kickers, but it is crazy that they are just getting this range where like 50s should be makeable now in the NFL. Those should be
Yep.
kicks you're making, especially low 50s. Should be like, yeah, if you can't make those low 50s consistently, you're not an NFL kicker.
Yeah.
And those were long kicks even just 10, 15 years ago,
Yep.
so.
Yeah, Adam Vinatieri go out and kick a 53-yarder, and everybody would start going insane. Like, holy shit.
But
And
this
now,
was
now you get cut if you're Jake Moody and miss one.
right. So this was back and forth. I felt like, we looked on there. The Giants got up early. It was like 13-3. Cowboys started coming back, fighting back, got back into it. And then it seemed like from there it was kind of back and forth. Wilson will look like the old school Russell Wilson threw the moon balls, as Collinsworth says all the time. I'm glad he wasn't doing that game.
Yeah, he was slinging that though. Every throw he made was just boom, downfield, and he'd be like, "Oh, that's kind of Patrick Mahomes-ish."
Yeah,
it's like, come on, man. But,
yeah, he was throwing, and I'm sold on Neighbors now completely as a top 10 wide receiver. He's come out in the first 2 games, and I think he's showing that, yeah, for sure, he's a top 10 wide receiver. So it was just, the dude is amazing. He high points. He really does. He gets open. He does run good routes. He's fast. He's got the speed. So he was high pointing balls, doing really good. Up until that last throw, it was all looking good. You can't blame him for trying to, like we talked about, but he threw into double coverage, and he actually underthrew Neighbors on that last pass.
Yeah.
So it got picked off.
But his stats for this game were 30 for 41 for 450 yards and 3 touchdowns, and then that 1 interception.
Yep.
So that's crazy. And then Cam Scatabo.
Yeah.
He was the lead rusher. He had 11 carries, went for 45 yards and had a touchdown. Was just punishing the defense.
Yeah, it was funny because he is just that bowling ball. He's not going to get you. He's not going to rip off 10, 12 yards. He is just like that guy who's going to average probably 4 yards, and his high is probably going to be like 6.
Yeah, he'll probably average 4 because you're guaranteed 4.
Like 4, yep.
And then if he breaks a tackle or breaks 4 tackles, then he's going to get you 6.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just a little bowling ball, man. But I do like what I'm seeing from him a little bit. I don't like this Dallas defense at all. I think these first 2 games, I don't think they look good. They got to be kicking themselves for getting rid of Micah. I think they should have paid the guy. I don't know if I don't know if things were just that bad, but they definitely, so far it looks like they got the back end of that deal. You know what I mean?
Well, Jerry Jones must have picked up his phone in the 4th quarter because it was right after the game that I got the announcement that they signed Clowney.
Jadeveon
Clowney, which hopefully he's good, but he's still 36 years old nowadays.
And yeah, he is in no way Micah Parsons. Yeah. And he isn't even going to pretend to look like Micah Parsons out there. So, yeah, I think, obviously I felt like the Cowboys were going to run with this one. Yeah. I felt like the Giants are the worst team in the league, but going against that Cowboys defense, they look great. They look good. They were able to move the ball how they wanted. And I don't know if they got their run game going so much. I know they had 534 total yards.
Yeah.
I mean, they gave up 160 something like that and 2 touchdowns to Malik Neighbors, and then they gave up 142. It was 9 catches, 142 yards, and 1 touchdown to Wandell Robinson.
And your
So
2 corners on him. Of course, you always have 2 on Malik, and he was still open every play. So
yeah,
that's not good. But then you had like Kyer Elam was the guy covering Wandale Robinson.
Wandell. Yep.
Like,
And that dude is he's just not good. He's not a
mhm.
good cornerback. He cannot lock people down. But it just shows. I mean, they weren't getting pressure on Wilson. If they were, then this one he wouldn't have been able to drop all these dimes downfield.
Yeah.
Those are
I do think Clowney will help with that. I think you'll see Clowney in strictly pass rush situations with how it is. He'll probably play 10 snaps a game right now.
well, if they keep getting into these, you know what I mean,
That's true.
into these shootouts, he's going to be
Yeah.
playing quite a bit. But I mean, it's not like the Giants' defense looked much better. I mean, the Cowboys had 478 total yards, 135 rushing yards. So we kind of know that they can run the ball a little bit. So the
Mhm.
Cowboys are able to run the ball, and that's a good thing because they're going to need to. They're going to need to grind this clock out more. I think they need to go to becoming a running team this year. You
Yeah.
don't have the defense. Get these teams down, pin them down, grind that clock out. Don't let them get in a rhythm, and give your defense lots of time to rest up and maybe try to drop a plan because it's not looking good through the first 2 games. But this game was awesome. Not what I expected. Giants, I still don't think they're going to do great. I think they just had a great game against a weak defense. But it was kind of cool seeing Russell Wilson play as well as he had against the Niners so many years,
Yeah.
pulling some of that old magic out. But I still think I still think the Giants are going to struggle.
Mhm.
But yeah, the kicking in this one was insane. Brandon Aubrey, I think we had that discussion a little bit. He could possibly be the best ever.
Yeah.
So
I still, at the moment, take Justin Tucker
yeah,
just because of his reliability on 58 plays.
yeah.
But
So we
yeah.
will. Time will tell on that one. All right, let's go into our records. So Missy actually won. I think she only had 1 or 2 losses.
Yeah.
Either she's cheating or she's just that good. She's like Nostradamus. She's always been good at the picks. She's not cheating, guys. I'm joking.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, she went like 15-1. So if we were paying money, she'd get the gift card. I don't think anybody was really even close to her. I think the closest one was like still 3 or 4 losses when I was counting them up. I didn't write them all down, but she beat all of us, and actually kind of most of the guys beat us anyway, except for Jared. He did well. So this week, Jared went 12-4 again, so he's having a good average. Gage went 9-7, which was not pretty.
No.
You took some wild picks in there. You tried.
I should have won more than I did, though.
Yeah.
Like I said, the Jaguars should have beat the Bengals.
Yeah.
That should have happened.
Yep. But there was no way now the Browns were going to beat the Ravens, which that was kind of a gutsy call from you.
No, they should have done that too. They got their asses kicked, but
They did. So we went. I went 10-6. So right now our standing records are: Jared is leading with 24-8. I'm pulling up on second at 22-10, and Gage is 19-13. So you're struggling a bit coming out of the gate here, but we'll get there. So again, yeah, get your friends and family involved. I know right now, as of Wednesday evening, we have 7 people. 7 people turned in our brackets. Let's get those 3 more. Let's pay somebody this week. Get them out there. Get some competition rolling for these picks. Let's get those pick'em sheets out. Go to Facebook. I have it put up on there. I think you can still get to it on Instagram, through Instagram, I think.
yeah.
If not, we'll put it up there too. But yeah, go find it. We got 7 out there. Only need 3 more. We'll be paying somebody. So let's get this going for this week.
Cool. Gonna have to go fast again because we're recording before practice again, and I just realized I have both our footballs, so can't do much practice. Okay, so the first game we got up, which is tomorrow night at 6:15, we got the Dolphins versus the Bills. Yeah, this one's gonna be blowout. I got 35-3, and I mean, I would do stat predictions here, but it's just up to the offense coordinator whether he wants James Cook to have 200 or Josh Allen to have 400.
Yeah, how are they going to beat them?
Yeah,
That's kind of where it's at.
Just up to the offense coordinator on how they're gonna do it. So.
Okay, so I've got I don't have my phone. I don't know where that's at. You can bring up Jared's picks.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell I did with my phone. Anyway, all right. So they got Buffalo at 11.5 point favorite, and totally understand that. Bills have been rolling on offense. The Dolphins defense has been terrible. So I got the Bills winning at 38-14. I think there might be some garbage time
Okay.
scores for the Dolphins. So
I think Jared's smoking something. He's taking the Dolphins spread. He's going with Bills winning 31-20.
31 to oh yeah, so the
Yeah,
Dolphins would beat the spread there.
yeah,
Okay.
he's taking the Dolphins to beat the spread. I
31
don't like
20.
it, but it could be worse.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the Bills 38-14. I don't think they're going to score less than 30 for sure, and I don't know, maybe the Dolphins score a little bit more than what we're saying, but I doubt it.
Yeah, so I'm looking for is Colts Titans. There we go. He has the city instead of the team name, so it's got me messed
Okay.
up here.
So that's what game we're on is the Colts Titans.
Yep, that's the game I got next.
Okay.
Colts Titans. I have the Titans taking this one 34-21. Jared has the Colts taking it 27-23.
Okay, they got Indy as a 4.5 point favorite, which I do understand that. They've been playing well. I think the Colts will get this one. I do think the Titans are going to beat the spread. I see why you picked the Titans because they are playing good, and it's going to take a game like this one too in its division where they're going to show, finally come out and get a win. But it was a little tougher for me to pick, but I did go with the Colts 28-24. But I like that you picked the Titans because I almost did.
Yeah. Next game I got is Raiders versus Commanders. And this one I got the Commanders taking it 31-17. But I could see the Raiders pulling something off here. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Jared's got it. Raiders 27, Commanders 21. So he's taking the Raiders.
Oh, he's taking the Raiders. Okay,
Raiders.
that surprises me. But the Commanders, I guess, didn't look great against the Packers, but
It's
it's
the
the Packers.
Packers.
So they got Washington as a 3.5 point favorite. I'm okay with that. I thought it would be a little bit bigger. I like the Commanders to win 34-24, but it's still the Raiders could pull something out. I agree with you on that part. Like you said, they can make it closer, possibly win it, but yeah, they haven't
Yeah.
been looking great.
Now, the next one I got is Rams Eagles, and I wanted to predict this to be game of the week. And then I started thinking about it, and it's like I don't know if they're going to be able to stop Saquon. So I got the Eagles taking this 35-17.
Oh, so you ended up going
was
with more
like-
of a blowout.
Yeah, it was like the Rams look good so far, but then it's Saquon Barkley. So
Yeah. And Jared?
He's got the Rams 28, the Eagles 27.
So it doesn't surprise me that he took the Rams on that one. I think his way of thinking was probably close to what we were thinking. If the Rams can stop the rushing attack, Jalen Hurts might not be able to pull him out of this because they will put him down. You know what I mean? They're gonna, but I don't know if I don't think they're gonna be able to do it either. They got Philly as a 5.5 point favorite, and I think that might even be a little low. I like the Eagles 27-17.
So I mean, we'll have to see what it looks like at the very end. But right now, it sounded like me or Jared's going to do really good. We're going against each other on a lot of these.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Next one I got is Falcons versus Panthers. And I got the Panthers taking this 28-24. I'm not
Okay.
ready to give up on them yet. Just find it on Jared's list here. He's got the Falcons taking it 30-17.
Okay. My inclination they got Atlanta by 5.5. My inclination on this one was I know the Panthers are going to get a win. I know they're going to get it in division. This one could happen, but I think that they're not getting the early game production that they need.
Yeah.
And they're coming on late. They came on late against the Cardinals, and I think they did against the Jaguars too, but it's always like too late, you know what I mean? So I like the Falcons 30-20. It could be a little bit closer, but man, I like what the Panthers are doing. They looked good in the fourth quarter, in the third and fourth quarter against the Cardinals, but it's just too late. They get beat up in the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just going to have to go to more of a urgency, play with more urgency or something because they're just not getting it done early on.
Yeah. The next game I got written down. I'll mess this stuff up here. Okay, I'll get it pulled back up in a second. No. Next game I got written down is the Steelers versus Pats. I'm taking the Patriots in this one 31-30, and this is probably my game of the week prediction.
Oh, okay. So you got the Patriots.
Yep. Jared's taking the Steelers in a 27-20 win.
Yeah, I like the close games. They got Pittsburgh by 1.5. I'm okay with that. I agree with you. This has the chance to be the game of the week as well. It's not my vote, but I can see that. I actually went with the Patriots as well. I don't like what I'm seeing from the Steelers defense at all. Like they've given up 30 points in both the first two games. They did end up beating the Jets, but then the Jets turned around and laid an egg against the Bills. So I'm wondering how good the Steelers actually are in general. And the Patriots looked good last week on offense, and their defense is starting to kind of gel a little bit, get together. So we're going Patriots 35-30, but it could. I like the close game, and I got it close too. So
Yeah. What'd you say the score was?
35-30.
Okay, so
So
you got them scoring an extra touchdown over me instead of a field goal. Okay, next game I got down is the Packers vs Browns, and I'd like to put the Packers higher, but they really seem to like that 27 point. So I'm going to
yeah,
say they're going to score a little bit more, and I think they're going to win this one 28-10.
28-10.
Uh, Jared got him. He's got the Packers taking it 24-10.
24-10. Yeah. So that's funny because they got the Packers by 7.5, which I totally understand. The Browns cannot get anything going on offense. So I like the Packers as well, but I have it 21-10. So we all got the Browns scoring 10 points, I think. So
That is kind of funny.
and I like what you're saying about like the 27-28 range because they like de-throttle in that fourth quarter to
Mhm.
like they just don't want to like I guess they're not laying it out there like putting up scores like the Lions do.
Yeah. Okay, this next game I got is the Jets versus Bucks. I think this one is gonna. I think it's the Bucks all the way. I think the Jets. I mean, they laid an egg against the Bills. They're just not good. Justin Fields played okay in week 1, and week 2 just totally hit the bed, and so did the rest of this team. And I think they're probably gonna lose this one like 21-10, 21-7.
Okay.
Jared, he has. He has the Bucks taking it 31-17.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on board with that too. They got Tampa Bay by 6.5. And I'm good with the 6.5. I probably have it a little closer than what it probably will be. That's just because, well, and the Jets, Justin Fields is out this week. He's got a concussion, so he's actually not playing. It'll be interesting to see what we got with them on the offensive side of the ball. But I got it 24-17. But it could be a blowout like you guys are kind of predicting. Could be more like a 31 or 28 or something like that. So
Yep.
yeah, but I like the Bucks here.
Okay, the next game I got is the Broncos versus Chargers. And this is another one I want to put for game of the week because I think it's also going to be a 1 point game. And I got the Chargers taking it 28-27.
Okay.
And then Jared for Denver, he has Chargers taking it 28-17.
Okay, kind of a lopsided score there a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't really blame them. They got the Chargers as the favorite by 2.5. I understand that you got a 2-0 team that's looked pretty good going against 1-1 team that hasn't been what was advertised. I am going to go Broncos here. I do think that even though the Chargers are at home, I do think the Broncos are going to game plan. I think they're going to get their defense together as and be the team that we thought they were. But I also think their offense is going to start gelling. I think they need to start running the ball and really getting that going. But I think they will against Chargers. So I got Broncos 24-20. Definitely
Okay.
could be game of the week though.
Yeah. Okay, the next game I got is the Saints versus the Seahawks. And I mean, the Seahawks, we talked about how the Saints look good so far. But I mean, Spencer Rattler's 0-8 as a starter, and I don't see that changing this week because the Seahawks look real good this year so far.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the Seahawks taking this one 31-17.
Yeah, we didn't mention that game earlier, the Seahawks Steelers game too much,
Mhm.
but they did look good in that game.
Yeah.
And so it kind of like we're like, oh, maybe the Niners are good.
Yeah.
They beat them, so it was a close game, but maybe the Niners are good because the Seahawks looked better than what I thought they were going to
Yeah, and then Jared's got it 31-13 for the Seahawks.
for the Seahawks.
So he's got an even wider spread than me. But
Okay, so they got Seattle by 7.5, which I understand that. But me, on the other hand, I do think it's going to be a close game. I think the Saints have just been keeping them close. I don't think they're going to pull out a win, but I do think it's going to be close. I got it 30-27 Seahawks.
Okay. The next game I got, this might be a bit of a reach because it'd be a crazy game on the Bears standards.
Mm-hmm.
So I do got the Cowboys winning again, but I got them winning it 42-38.
Okay, so we got Cowboys at the Bears, right?
Yep.
Okay. 34 to what?
38. 42-38.
42-38. So
Yep.
big, okay, high scoring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Cowboys have been giving up some points. So
Yeah, it'd just be a lot of points for the Bears to score. So
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes. But I think that's realistic for him. And then Jared, he's got Dallas 34, Bears 24.
So this one surprised me. I had to look. I didn't see any injuries that looked like it was going to be too damning to the Cowboys, but they got Chicago as a 1.5-point favorite. I don't like that. I don't think that that's correct. I know the Cowboys didn't look great against the Giants on defense, but the Bears just got beat 52-21. So I like the Cowboys here. I got them winning by 11. So I would take this bet all day. 35-24 Cowboys.
I like it. Okay, the next game I got, and this is the one we're going to be watching in this window. So I'm super excited for it. It's the Cardinals versus the Niners. And, I mean, like we said, the Niners didn't look good in week 1 or week 2. They just pulled out a win. But that Seahawks team looked really talented in week 2, so that gives us hope. And just because it's a division rival, I really want them to win. So I'm taking them here. I'm taking them 28-21, Niners. Jared, he's a Niners hater. So.
I got Gage doing two things here too. So he's looking at the games and then he's looking at Jared's pick. So he's taking time, but it's just because I got him doing too much.
Yep. Okay. So Jared's got the Niners, 27-23.
27-23. I think we all have the same philosophy on this. If it's going to be a close game, I think we're going to home team it. You know what I mean? That's our team. So I think that's kind of what we're all seeing here. They got the Niners by 2.5. That spread's fine with me. I think that it's going to be a close game. I do have the Niners beating the spread 24-21. But I think when it comes to these close games, like the Cardinals been playing well. They look pretty good on defense, better than what I thought they would. So, I mean, when it's close like that, yeah, I'm going to take the home team. Now, if it's going to be like, the Cardinals are just straight up better, then I'll probably take the Cardinals. But this one, I feel like they're pretty evenly matched so far from what we've seen. So, 24-21 Niners. And I guess if Brock Purdy was healthy and we had everybody, then I would take the Niners in more of an upset. But
cool.
Not an upset, more of a big score. Blowout.
Yeah. I mean, my biggest thing there is Kyler Murray sucks ass, and Fred Warner's great, and probably get his way into the MVP race with 2 picks this game. So,
well, he's a great cover linebacker too. So taking out Trey McBride, taking him away a little bit, which he's not going to take him away the whole game. He's just too good for that.
Can't.
But I think he's going to limit Trey.
Yeah,
so.
I bet Trey goes for like 50 yards. Okay, next game is Chiefs Giants, and I'm probably the only one of the 8 billion people on the planet taking this. I got a score gummy win for the Giants at 18-17.
Oh, here he goes with one of them crazy picks. 18-17?
Yep.
Wow, is it going to be like, what's that, 6 field goals for the Giants?
No, I figured they're probably going to have the 2 shit things they're going to do is miss 2 PATs probably.
And then
so it'll be 2 touchdowns, 2 field goals, 2 missed PATs. Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Jared, I guess score matters, but he's picking the Chiefs, of course. He's got it in a kind of close one, too. He's got the Chiefs 24, Giants 17.
Yeah, I guess I understand the close score because the Chiefs just haven't looked great. They look okay on offense, but they have not been able to run the ball at all.
Mm-mm.
Like, it's ugly. KC is at 6.5. Sorry for the uhs. But, yeah, I did it again. KC is 6.5-point favorite. I actually think that that's okay. I like the Chiefs here quite a bit. I think it's going to be 27-13. I think the Chiefs are going to bring this Giants team back down to earth from what they did against Cowboys. So
yeah, I can see that. I don't see anyone. I know they have Trent McDuffie, which is a good corner. But I don't see him locked down Malik. I don't think they're going to be able to stop Malik.
I think he's going to have a good game as far as yards go. I just don't think it's going to correlate to a lot of touchdowns.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Yeah. Last game should be Monday night's game, right? Yeah, the Lions Ravens. It's Monday night, 6:15. It's the last game of the week.
Well, we have the Bengals Vikings. We didn't do.
Did we?
Missing
Or
one?
did I miss them at? No, I missed them in the first window, huh? Cool. Okay, so this one's Sunday at 11. Usually I'm pretty good about getting it in order, but I guess not this time. Bengals Vikings. I mean, I can't choose the Bengals. I mean, Joe Burrow, Jake Browning. I haven't chosen the Burrows yet. It's still not going to happen. I got the Vikings taking this in we'll go with 12 10 game.
A 12-10, so really low scoring game.
Yeah, this is the team that's going to score only field goals because JJ McCarthy can't throw a complete pass for some reason.
Yeah. Okay. And Jared?
Oh, yeah. Jared's got the Bengals taking it 17-14.
So I went back and forth on this one quite a bit. I'm having a hard time picking. They got Minnesota as a favorite, which I'm okay with because we don't know what we're going to get. And Browning was, he did throw 3 picks last week when he did come in. It was really hard for me to pick this one. The Vikings just look so terrible on offense. They just can't get it done. But I'm going to go Vikings 20-17. If they lose this one and JJ McCarthy looks just as bad, I'll probably never pick them again. But yeah, I'm going this one. I don't like the Bengals defense, but if they can put up points with Jacob Browning without him turning over the ball, they could win this game. So, but I'm going Vikings 20-17.
Okay. Okay, now we're in the Monday night game.
Yeah, now I think we're on the last one here.
So this is the one you got to get.
No, we got Texans Jaguars still.
I thought I did the. Yeah, I did the Texans Jaguars. At least I have it written down third.
Oh. Well, I didn't write anything down. I didn't see that. I didn't hear you call that one.
We'll say it again just in case I forgot. Texans Jaguars. I got the Texans taking it 21-13.
Okay.
Jared's got. Throw me off because he's in a way different order than I am. Okay, Jared's got the Texans 24-14.
He's got Texans. Texans win that one. They got Jacksonville as a 1.5 point favorite, which I'm okay with. I don't like what I've been seeing from the Texans. Jaguars have been, I feel like, playing better. I'm going Jaguars 21-13.
Okay. Anything else we're missing?
I don't think so. I think we can actually move on now. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Now we're on the Monday night game. This is the one you need the total score for. I got Detroit taking it 52-41 with a total score of 93.
Oh, wow. Okay. Jared?
Oh, yeah, Jared. He's got it 31-27 Ravens with a total score of 58.
Okay, they got Baltimore as a 4.5 point favorite. I don't know. I probably would have made it a little closer. I know the Lions didn't look good against the last great team they played. But, I mean, they are a scoring machine when they need to be. So I think they're going to be able to put some points against the Ravens. But I do think that the Ravens are going to be able to pull this one out. I like it 35-34 Ravens, but it could go to the Lions. I could see this one being the Lions, but 35-34. This is my game of the week right here. So my pick for game of the week.
Cool.
All right. So it concludes our picks. And, so make sure you guys get involved with this. Go ahead and start, commenting on our Facebook page or on Podbean. Let us know how you think we're doing. Let us know our crazy picks that you think, maybe give Gage some shit over some of the crazy picks he picks. But, thanks for listening and have a good one.